It's chapters like this that remind me that this manga is known for its blitz-like pacing. We jumped around and got right down to business, and it initially felt jarring to be back in this pace. But make no mistake, I believe this is one of the huge qualities of this manga. I enjoy a slower pace, but not everybody has to be that way, and it's one of the things that makes Black Clover so refreshing. This chapter honestly felt pretty short, but there's actually a lot of questions that it's left us to ponder, so let's jump right into it. Hello everyone, I'm Ozzy, and this is my Black Clover 224 chapter analysis. Starting off the chapter, we're back at the Black Bull's castle. Considering the turn of events this chapter, I have no idea why it's just standing around like that. Inside, Noelle brings up this foreign exchange student program. She also mentions that it was done as a disguise, but I'm going to ignore that for now because it makes no sense that Mimosa wouldn't expand upon her findings later in the chapter if she, as a 13-year-old, which doesn't make any sense, was spying on another country. I'm pretty sure it's a mistranslation. So during this conversation, Magna, Luck, and Charmy are hard at work eating food. I initially thought, considering Henry is draining them, that they are doing this to help move the castle, but it doesn't really make sense to use Magna of all people as a source of mana when you could effortlessly use Noelle or Yami, so I believe this is more so for training. Amidst this chaos, it is mentioned that both Gordon and Zora are gone, which leads me to believe that my theory on Gordon is in motion. However, I have no idea what Zora could be doing. Even a wild guess like he's off spying on the Diamond Kingdom is way too far off of an idea. He could be doing anything or nothing. Speaking of doing nothing, Gauche and Gray are bedridden. I wonder if this has anything to do with visiting the Agrippa family. Moving on, Finral heads out to visit the Golden Dawn, presumably with Asta and Noelle. Surprisingly, we get some Elongris and Finral development this chapter. I felt a bit disconnected upon seeing him again, so it took me a moment to remember his inferiority complex. I love what Tabata does with the brothers in this scene. It isn't until Finral straightens up and refutes Elongris that he begins to relax. I like this dynamic, and it looks like Tabata is going to explore Finral's issue with women this arc. For those of you that played Fire Emblem Three Houses, I was immediately reminded of Sylvain. Next, we shift gears into a brief conversation with Mimosa. She gives us some new details on the Heart Kingdom. So immediately what comes to mind when Mimosa mentions that she studied abroad is that the Heart Kingdom has a school. This is curious because as far as we know, the Clover Kingdom doesn't have any schools, and the Heart Kingdom is a lot more nature-oriented, so I find it a bit contradictory. Regardless, I am all for a school arc, and I look forward to seeing how the Heart Kingdom does it differently if that's the case. The next thing of note that Mimosa mentions is that there were restricted areas. Now, obviously when it comes to foreign visitors, there's gonna be some secrets that the Heart Kingdom is holding, besides the giant water demon. Lastly, Mimosa mentions the Queen's, or as Asta put it, the Magic Empress's power. Unsurprisingly, she's incredibly powerful, apparently as strong as all of the squads combined, which is insane if true, but we've seen how strong the Word Magic Demon was, so I already had high expectations. Moving into the final part of this chapter, we are not only already gone, but we're already here. It turns out that only a few people were able to make it in through the foreign exchange program, and I find it absolutely hilarious that Mimosa is here because I know that many people were happy at the prospect of her being gone so that Noelle could have more time with Asta. As for me, I don't mind it. I really like Noelle, but I also really like Mimosa, and I'm enjoying the competition between the two. Asta mentions that Finral's ability could come in handy in bringing over reinforcements, which considering that they are going up against a demon, they'll definitely be needing it. Ending off the chapter, we get a brief glimpse of the demon, and we can glean a couple of things from this. I don't believe that's Magicula. It may or may not be the water spirit, and it wants Asta's power. As for the answers to these tidbits, we're gonna have to just wait and see as the arc progresses. But that's all for this chapter. I am personally on the fence about the demon being the water spirit. I couldn't exactly explain why though. What do you guys think of this being a school arc? I feel that they tend to be good opportunities to take a moment to break down the magic systems, but maybe that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down below, and until next chapter, seal seal.